Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yes, so it's time we start work. This will be the last actual module, I think, that will be added to our Minmus mega station. Now, this thing is up there in parts, and when I say up there, it is, I think, at 850-ish parts, 820 to 50. Otherwise, it's 920 to 50. I honestly can't remember anymore, but it is getting pretty freaking laggy. That's all I gotta say. So, yeah, well, you know, I'll give it a little bit of leeway. I've been having a little bit of problems creating this part. That's why I've been waiting to create this one and send it to the base. Mostly, it basically has a little bit of problems with how the parts work in this game and how to set it up. So I had to work tirelessly to figure out exactly how something like this is going to work. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, so this takeoff is looking pretty well. I did test some of this to make sure that everything works, and I think that's Minmus right there. I did test a good portion of this to make sure it works, and overall it hasn't been causing very much problems, but I'm a little skeptical, as I always am, because even though I test this stuff sometimes, it really does have some problems every now and again. You know, things always break. So I am really curious as to see how bad the frame rate will get once we get close to this base, because it really is getting pretty bad. So I think I've just said that, but you know, I really got to emphasize on that. I really don't know how much more we're actually going to be doing with this. I do have plans on bringing at least like 1 or 2 fuel tanks there, and maybe some hab modules and stuff like that, just to kind of fill out all the open sections on the base, because basically the base is basically the top portion of it is just a little too empty looking for me, and I just think it kind of looks a little crappy that way. And I really had plans on building like these almost skyscraper like things coming out of the top of it, but basically we don't really have a lot of room for parts anymore, so it's getting basically on that level. Now, I am complaining about parts, but I did not actually take any precautions on parts. I really wanted to go all out on parts and just kind of have something that's stock that's really freaking awesome, but you basically can't use it for anything. But I had plans on kind of using it, but that went out the window a while ago. So yeah, I ended up having a different design for a base, basically. I'm using base and basically a lot in this episode. I had a different design. It was basically going to be more of a triangle shape of a base instead of more of a hexagon, or I think that we have, or a pentagon, or I think it's more of a hex that we have for our base. But it's overall, it's looking amazing. I can't believe that I've been able to get all this stuff into orbit and not have like any problems whatsoever, really, to be honest. The most of the problems kind of faulted in building it and getting the parts to work the way you wanted them to. There is a little bit of part clipping involved with it, but I mean, with any design that you build, no matter what, there always is a little bit of part clipping involved that you got to figure out how and what is going to work and how you're going to be able to put it all together. So I was fairly lucky with everything that I got. At least I think so, but we'll see how lucky I get when I'm actually getting to the base. Now, I do have plans on putting like another little control tower on top of this. I don't even know if I'm going to put anything there. I did put some smaller size docking ports on there, so we do have a little bit of everything. So that's kind of the best part, at least I think so. So let's see, we're about to get into orbit. I'm not sure. So one of the things I'm thinking about doing here fairly soon, and I did talk about this in my last couple episodes, is the DayZ videos. I don't know when I'm going to actually start on doing those, but definitely sometime in the future I don't know when, but, you know, keep an eye out. I'll eventually have something up at least, hopefully soon. And I'm going to probably start on career mode. I think I've said this already like 10 times, but I'm definitely going to jump into career mode. But the thing that I think I should mention is, and I've said this before at least a couple times, it's just that I don't really feel fairly confident with the career mode where I really enjoy playing it with certain things. It gets a little bit annoying under certain circumstances, and that's kind of where I'm going to sit with that. So I do enjoy playing this game, but the limitation with it kind of takes some of the desire away of wanting to play the career mode. So that is kind of where I sit with that. I know the whole point is playing it in order to unlock stuff, but doing trips to Minmus and the moon just kind of get boring after a while. So there's only so many times you can land, and then you do the science experiments and stuff like that, and then you got to keep going back and doing the same exact experiments and launching basically replica missions and stuff like that, and it gets a little bit boring. That's all I'm gonna say. And I do have plans, though, on bringing, or at least sending, a very big science mission there, at least to Minmus at some point. So anyways, guys, I'll see you once we are in orbit around Minmus. And we're back, guys. So it's come down to the final hour. Oh yeah, this is not going to be good at all in any kind of way. I'm pretty much expecting either the game's gonna crash or something, but we're getting fairly close. That's all I gotta say. Fairly close. So oh god, here it comes. It's loading in. Brace yourselves. Oh, but I really do think that this is not going to go so well. Oh my sweet Jesus. Oh my god. I don't know if you guys could actually see the lag from all of that, but for me, this is actually getting even worse than almost unplayable. This is freaking close to unplayable. But we must push on, to get this final part on the station. Holy crap, this is not good. How close are we to zeroing this out? It feels like we just passed the station because these nodes seem like they're moving, but there's no way we could have. Luckily, I do have very, very good control of this thing, so I did put on extra SAS just to be 100% sure that we will be able to pilot this thing well. Oh my god, the station's getting close. I did put on extra SAS and other stuff just to make sure that we are going to be able to pilot this ship, at least somewhat, while we're on our way here. So it looks like I did not even think we were actually that close. I haven't been really paying attention to our proximity, but let's see. I'll bring it down some more. That looks pretty good. Now I should just start slowing down. Yeah, the frame rate has definitely taken a poo. That's all I'm gonna say. Dear Lord, it's getting to the point where I think it's going to be unplayable after this mission. It's beginning to look more like a slideshow and less like an actual game. So I'm gonna let this coast in ever so nicely. And then we gotta find our docking ports to align to. And I seem to always dock on the dark side. Whenever this thing's on the dark side, it's like I'm forever on the dark side with this thing. Come on. Holy crap. Alright, so our docking port is somewhere in the middle here. At least I hope so. Otherwise, that is not going to be any way cool. Well, let's just switch over and just verify. Oh my god, slideshow. Yeah, those are docking ports right there. Now, I didn't really fit this part to size, so to speak, so there's a good chance that this could not even fit in this area here. So we'll have to either find a new part or a place for it or something. Just look away from it. Maybe that will help. Nope, looking away does not help. Holy crap. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to speed up most of this. I'll see you guys once we get docked up. And we're back, guys. Yeah, this thing has turned into an official slideshow, but holy Jesus, it's basically almost done. The only thing I would have to do, and this is like basically optional at this point, when I was talking about kind of like the skyscrapers, so to speak, basically putting, you know, different fuel modules and stuff like that on this part of the base, or, well, I should say the station. I keep calling it a base for some reason. Let's see, all we have to do now, I think I'm gonna quick save. Yeah, that was definitely very, very painful, at least for me. I don't know about you guys, but it was just absolutely almost unplayable for the most part. Let's see, alright, now we'll point you this way, I guess, a little bit. That works. Just go down. Maybe unloading some of this stuff will actually help out. I don't really know 100%, but I mean, honestly, it will be a little bit better than it was before. I just don't know how much. So come on. Wait, come on. Oh, come on. There we go. My God, this thing is just freaking huge. This has got to be the biggest overall structure I think I've ever built, as most of my other stuff has just been like really, really unbelievably... that is weird. How come it's telling me that's retro? I don't know. Maybe it's on backwards or something. I don't know. There we go. That looks freaking awesome. Hold on, come on. There we go. Just crash this thing right into the surface. We don't need it anymore. There we go. Now we'll switch back and... what the... There we go. Yeah, you can just see it's like... At least for me, it's just jumping across the screen really slowly. But we'll speed it up here. We can get a little bit better frame rate. That way things will look just a little bit better. And these two rings here are just sticking around. I really hope they don't come back. That would not be good. I'm just waiting for this to get a little bit further away. Maybe it will improve frame rate. Maybe it won't. Who knows? Let's see. Yeah, well, nope, still jittery. That's all I can say. Still unbelievably jittery. So let's turn on the lights. If we can turn on the... yeah, there we go. The lights are on now. Yeah, so I ended up putting basically 4 docking ports here in the front. And there is one right here, and there's one on the bottom, but I'm not sure if I'm going... what I had initially planned is basically putting kind of like a little control tower there. Basically, right here, just kind of coming up. I don't know if I'm still going to do that or not, just because of the fact that this thing is now, let's see, 865 parts. So I don't know if we're going to even be able to do that. I should have transferred over some of that fuel, but I totally forgot. I just wanted to get it off the base. And, yeah. So, anyways, guys, if you like what you see here, subscribe. There's always more to come. To all you new people, welcome. And, yeah. I will see you next time.